Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 61 of Weird Mind Newsroom, where this week we'll be delving into the small amount of new releases, a couple of trailers, and a couple of very small news stories for the week. So let's not waste too much time on things, and let's get into what came out this week.
They call it the blowing.
So the first new release of this week is may question you may want to batten down the hatches for this big release for the week, as things are about to get heavy and better prepare for a lot of damages, as we have the surprise legacy sequel to the mid-90s disaster movie with Twisters. The film follows Kate Cooper, played by Daisy Edgar Jones, a meteorologist who returns out of the field of testing new tracking devices for weather after she experiences and survived a devastating tornado not too long ago. She soon crosses paths with Tyler Owens, played by Glenn Powell, a social media storm chaser, and soon find themselves crossing paths with combining both their areas of expertise and learning to survive when the storm grows and the dangers rise. Reception for this film so far has been very well praised, with positives towards the lead performances of Edgar Jones and Glenn Powell, as well as the visual effects being some of the best of this year. And apparently it also really works well if you go to it in like 40x, like the moving chair stuff. So, and if you're up for chasing storms down, you can catch this new film out now in cinemas. And the only other big release for this week is time to put on your gis and fasten those colored belts and learn the ways of the masters, as the fight is coming back once more in the last of the new releases, with the first part of a three-part final season of Cobra Kai. The series will pick up from the events of the previous season that saw Cobra Kai's elimination from the Valley, as senseis and students are deciding if and how they will compete in the Sekai Takai, or the World Karate Championships. Reception to this new season so far, like its previous 5 seasons, has also been well received for its story, its characters, its action pieces, as well as being a respectful follow-up to the original 4 films in the series. I don't think it connects really to the 2010 remake with Jane Smith. Well, the new one is, but I don't know if this connects to that either. But if you're up for catching this new high-kicking final season, you can catch part 1 now on Netflix, with part 2 coming out on November 15th, and part 3 coming out sometime next year. And with all that, that's all the new releases that we have for this week. Come with me if you want to live, as the first trailer for this week is delving into the aspect of that the world is on the brink of collapse of artificial war, but now told in a new form and perspective, as we have received a new official full trailer for the upcoming anime of Terminator. The new series is set in Japan at the brink of Judgment Day in 1997 and follows Malcolm Lee, as he's been creating a new AI system that will be in competition with the evil organization of Skynet. Soon he will find himself and his 3 children being pursued by an unknown robot assassin, and in the process a mysterious soldier has been sent from the year 2022 to protect him. So in my personal opinion, I do enjoy the Terminator series a fair amount, and the original and sequels, are all-time classics. The third had some interesting ideas but felt a little messy. Then Salvation, the only thing I know is the famous Christian Bale freak-out scene with, I think, some set designer or like a lighting person, and got really pissed off. I'm like, it's a famous clip. I'm like, if I find the clip, I'll show it somewhere.
Give me a fucking answer! What don't you get about it? Oh, good for you!
And then in case Genesis, I liked a fair bit, even if, the big twist was spoiled in the trailer, and it would have been cool to unveil it in the movie. And then Dark Fate came and went, and I liked some aspects of it where I don't understand much of the hate, maybe a little bit, but I don't know. But I think the series does look cool from the new anime style, and it looks interesting and probably worth a different perspective. Cool in the world of robot assassins coming to kill someone sacred that will lead the resistance. And it's not too long until we can catch this series out, as we'll be releasing onto Netflix on August 29th. All I can say is, the juice is loose. With this next trailer on the list is dropping out of nowhere without even really needing to say his name 3 times, when the last 2 times has been. The Ghost with the Most has appeared with an all-new trailer for Beetlejuice. The new film will be set 36 years after the events of the original film, and see 3 generations of the Dietz family return to Winter River after tragedy takes place in their family. Lydia's life is then soon turned upside down, with her rebellious daughter Astrid, displayed by Jenna Ortega, discovers the model of the town in the attic and accidentally gets herself trapped in the underworld, and Lydia will have to call upon the demon that tormented her all those years ago to help her in getting her back. So I think in some ways the original is a classic from the mind of Tim Burton. What I've seen so far from the trailers, it is looking like they are trying to keep it similar in the strange and wacky tone, with a lot of new and colourful places to see in the process, and probably less touchy-feely like that US Senator did a couple of months ago. And it actually looked decent, and hopefully it will be a fun zany dark comedy when the film releases on September 6th. Speaking of a legacy, the next trailer has dropped us with the return to a film series that just dropped earlier this year with its second part, but will be taking us way back to the past before the tales were foretold, as we've received a new trailer for the upcoming series of Dune Prophecy. So the series will be set 10,000 years before the events of the recent duology and follow sisters Valia and Tulia Harkonnen as they combat forces and that may threaten the future of humanity and establish the fabled sect that is known as the Bene Gesserit. So likes the Dune films are interesting because I can see where the appeal and spectacle really show, and I have my thoughts on them in general. I'm mostly positive with some issues I have, but I'll delve into that in the double feature I'll be doing next after this upcoming review I'm writing. And so far it looks like it is providing the grand scale and visual spectacle that the films did, and so far it does not look too bad. It will have to be seen how this all turns out, but the series will be premiering some point this year on HBO Max and Sky Atlantic this November. And the final trailer for the week is taking us to a place where no one can hear you scream and where you will feel the fear of the ultimate life form. As dropping out of nowhere as well on Thursday, we have received a new trailer for the upcoming sci-fi of Alien Romulus. Set between the events of the original and Aliens, this will follow a group of space colonists who, while scavenging a derelict space station, will soon come face to face in a fight to survive against the most terrifying life form in the galaxy. It's been seen the likes of the Alien franchise has tried many times in the film side of things to reach the fear and highs of the original two movies. There's been attempts with the mixed outcome with films and games, like Train 4 are kind of underwhelming. 3 could have been potentially great with Mike Flanagan. Then in case instance, Prometheus was hyped up to hell and then disappointed, and so did Covenant. Covenant had ideas, it just was a bit messy. To which the case instance, the one I always see as a success being 2014's Alien Isolation that I'm still waiting for a sequel to. But what I have seen so far of this new entry looks like it's really exciting, and I think the director might have something good here. Granted, I can keep my expectations low for this and to not on a respectful level to not overblow my appeal, but I'm sure it'll be worth a check out when the film releases into cinemas on August 16th. Of all that, that's all the trailers that we have for this week.
Time to hack.
So on the news side of things, we are starting with the early elements of the projected series of award nominees and projections making its presence known over these next few months, and starting with the series of the upcoming Emmy Awards. So on Wednesday this week, we saw the nominees for the shows unveiled with some surprises, some big nominees, and some snubs. I'm not going to go in depth on this one. I may near the time predict some that will win, but I think compared to likes of the Game Awards, the Golden Globes, and the Oscars, I feel focused more on them than this, because a lot of times with a few of these shows I don't really fully watch them. But let me delve into the big winners of the nominations in particular. So it seems that the series that has spawned the biggest amount of award nominations came in the form of the Disney Plus FX series of Shogun, which came with a total of 25 nominations, including for Best Drama Series, which is totally deserving of the awards. I've seen so many high praise for this. I've seen a fair few of the episodes. I need to finish it, but it's really good. I will say that it is deserving of the awards. I know there's one or two not snubs. I think one of the cast was, but hopefully it's a lot of success in the craftsmanship. So following this, with the 10 most award shows, coming in at second is with 23 nominations is of course the recent popular FX series of The Bear. Coming in then third with the most nominated series is with Only Murders in the Building, mainly with the third season with 21 nominations, which also finally gave our girl Selena Gomez her first acting nomination when she should have got it back with the first and second season. A lot of other acting ones, well, Steve Marmon Shore got it, Meryl Streep and Paul Rudd got it, so that's good to see. Coming in fourth then is the new True Detective series of Night Country with 19 nominations. Fifth is the final season of The Crown with 18. Sixth highest was with 70 nominations was SNL, and then rounding out 7th up to 10th, all tied with 16 nominations each, is with Apple Plus's Morning Show, Amazon Prime's Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the Apple TV Plus series of Hacks, and the Amazon Prime series of Fallout, which I will say fair play to Fallout for continuing the trend of video game adaptations getting some award recognition. I think they will all do well, deserving of the award recognition, and it'll be worth seeing how things work out. Not many cases why anyway, but I've seen a few people saying there's a few snubs, kind of like so some shows and actors getting snubbed. One that I've seen a massive one is with Emma Stone for her performance in the series of The Curse with Nathan Fielder. There's some I feel that as a lot of the award categories for the actors seem a little one-sided or being made of like one or two shows. Like there's a lot of them is like Morning Show, Crown, or Elementary. Like there's a few where it's like multiple of just the same show in one, which feels a bit one-sided. That's just my own interpretation, but I'm glad in case one thing though is I've seen there's a lot more progressiveness, whereas a lot more people of color and indigenous people actually getting nominations this year compared to being all, white people, that kind of case. Like a nice mix of stuff is good to see. But I won't delve too much into this kind of thing, but well done to everything, and we'll have to see how everything turns out when the show drops on the 16th of September for all the award wins. I'd like to know your own thoughts on all these nominations, if you are more versed in all of these shows, of what you think deserves awards, and what were the biggest snubs and surprises for you. Let me know what you think of them down below in the comments. So next up on the news discussions of the week is with a little bit of some discussion on the basis of the ever-continuous world of superheroes, and we are talking on the massive success that is of course the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Now, it has been said by many, of course, the likes of the MCU has been on a decline for the last little bit since Endgame released, and everything since then has been a bit mixed. But there has been some success stories and appealing things in there, including, of course, the 2 seasons of Loki, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Spider-Man No Way Home, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and a few more in there as well. In most cases, from everything I've seen and heard, Deadpool and Wolverine is looking to be added to that and be a course corrector in the process for the continuously growing future. And now, there may have been some news from earlier this week that may provide some massive excitement in general and may bring some audience appeal back. So according to the Hollywood Reporter on Wednesday, it has been discussed that the upcoming 2 new Avengers films may have found the directors for them, as in the form of the return of the Russo brothers. Now, they're no strangers to the MCU, as they have directed both Captain America Winter Soldier and Civil War, and have also directed the 2-part epic of Infinity War and Endgame themselves, which in most cases Endgame opening weekend made $1 billion. So it seems like it could be a huge if they come back to handle the massive projects that have that may not see every Avenger from the recent phases, as what I've heard according to Feige is that not every character from the newest phases or maybe the old ones might appear. A few of them are dead, but a few of the newer ones I'm not so sure. However, it is important to know about the concern of some of the recent films they've worked on and projects because they've had a mixed appeal of stuff kind of thing. But I feel the capacity they could work well with the Marvel films, so we'll have to see how this turns out. I mean, they did say they wanted to direct that Batman movie for Gunn's DCU, The Breaking the Bolt. I would have been fine with that. At the moment, it's just rumblings of being in talks to direct the projects, but I'm sure that we will get the confirmation probably next weekend when Comic-Con rolls around. I'll be talking all about that next week when it hits the information superhighway, and we will see all the confirmed rumors and future things to look forward to if the last story in this doesn't do so. But what are your opinions on the Russo brothers coming back to helm the Avengers films, and do you see them pulling it off? And also, which post-Endgame project of theirs and of the MCU have you most enjoyed recently? Let me know your thoughts and everything below, and let's discuss them there. So this one is just going to be a very brief announcement discussion, but is in relation to another video game adaptation that has seen a release this year with a bit of an update announcement and a possible outcome from it all. But it was announced on Thursday evening that has been seen the Halo series on Paramount Plus has been cancelled after 2 seasons on the streaming service and will not be moving forward with a 3rd season on said streamer. So most cases on the reason for the cancellation may have to do with the low viewing numbers, but it also could do with the mixed reception for the series in general, with many complaints leveled at its non-faithful source material. In the cases where like Master Chief is constantly moving his helmet when he's always had it on, and also that he's clapping alien cheeks when he's supposed to have no sex drive. It is, however, not the planned end of the series, as it seems that Microsoft, Xbox, and 343 Industries are looking to shop it around to some other streamers to basically continue the series, or even maybe to soft reboot it. An impossible rumor I have seen floating around right now is that Oscar-winning director Christopher Nolan might want to revive the series on HBO Max, as he's a fan of the series. He was playing it while filming The Dark Knight and stuff like that, and it could work on that with his brother Jonathan, who worked with him on Westworld and of course the Emmy-nominated series of Fallout. Yeah, Jonathan Nolan also worked on that stuff, so it seems like it could be in some safe hands. Now at the moment with this though, is that it's just some bit of speculation. We'll have to wait and see what will come of the series that started off as a mess but did see some potential improvement with the second season. But only time will tell if Chief will be back to finish the fight. But what are your own thoughts on the cancellation of the series, and do you see some big studio and creators pick it up and give it the adaptation it deserves? Let me know what you think of it all down below. Our final story for this week, it has a little bit of a story that appeared at the very end of last week that kind of came and went and was not much fanfare when it should be a bit of a concern that it would occur with it, but it involves the aspect of hacks. So we've seen some big name companies over the last year or two receive a form of some really bad hacks to their company, with the two most known in the industry being the Rockstar hack back in 2022 that saw early gameplay footage and development footage of the upcoming Grand Theft Auto 6 being leaked online long before they gave a proper unveiling of the game with that trailer back in December. And the second, of course, was just recently as Christmas of last year with the game company of Insomniac Games that had a data breach that had a leak of their release plans for the next few years, as well as private and personal information being leaked, taken and compromised. And now it looks like another big company has seen this happen to them as well, and this comes in the form of the massive corporation of Disney. Yes, at the end of last week, a group of hackers seemed to have accessed and stolen files from the service of Disney for around a terabyte worth of content being held for ransom and to be leaked onto the internet if demands are not met. And since then, not much more news has come from this ordeal. This is what I meant at the end of the second story of some possible confirmed announcements before the events of next week's Comic-Con would be affected, with stuff from Marvel and Lucasfilm, or as far into their upcoming D23 Expo in August or September, whenever it is. So it's unclear what content is on that and what the ransom is or what they have. It may have been resolved with a little fanfare and done offline, but things are uncertain, so we'll have to be seeing what comes from all of this. But it's a shame when some things are set for a big reveal get spoiled by those that spread those messy things that affect so many people. But what are your own thoughts on all this ordeal, and do you see this having been resolved online and being kept quiet and leaking into the world when they are least expected? And what do you think could be on that 1 terabyte of content? Let me know what your opinions are on these down below. And with all that, that's all the news that we have for this week. So this is just one little bit I want to give a little special shout out and segment to, but you know, it's a little important thing that this is special to me in my case. I just know that it's going to be before this episode drops and after the next one comes out, but I want to wish the happiest of birthdays to the one that I love the most to call Starlight. It's hard to imagine that another year has passed already, and it's still a case that you look so pretty and beautiful since the day I met you, and just look even more pretty as every day goes by. And I want to thank you for always being there most of the time, just and support me through all different things from the past and in the case of the present, and just, you know, sharing stuff with me, being open with stuff, and just, you know, being there. And I just love the conversations we have when we can, sharing things with each other, just like the personal interests, and we can have conversations when we can. I know it's not a lot, but like, I'd love to continue as always and just be by your side through it all, because if it was the case of granted immortality, I'd give it up just for an eternal life. I'd like give up multiple lifetimes, and given the chance to travel back in time, I go back to where it all began and just fall in love with you more and more every single time. I want to wish you again the happiest of birthdays and to many more, and just want to be by your side for a lot of it. And I will always love you no matter what. And in case that I just love to share stuff when I can, when you have the content ready, and just, you know, show how talented, amazing, smart and lovely you are. That's just a little piece I want to give to you. So happy birthday, my lovely Starlight.
This place is a freaking hellscape.
And now with all of that ends episode 61 of Weird Mind Newsroom, and I hope you enjoyed listening to my ramblings for another sort of short week. But anyways, just a few updates on some new content. So, reviews. As you've seen the case since I have dropped my Indiana Jones The Dial of Destiny review now on my channel, and you can check it out below. I was considering to have Chicken Run 2's review out for the 99th video, but I might hold off until afterwards. Make this 99, and then 100 I'm looking to make that my review for Inside Out 2. I have a lot to talk about in that one. I just want to gush about it, and there's also a little section similar to my Puss in Boots 2 review where I really delved into some stuff, just in the capacity of like the themes and stuff like that. But I'll get to that like hopefully some point this week, maybe for like Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm hoping for that area. Other stuff, gameplays. I do have some more Hogwarts Legacy videos I do ready to go. I'm just going to like trim some bits down and upload them after these next few videos and have them ready to go as well. Other reviews and capacity, I'm going to have the chicken one up ready to go. I'm going to get this Pick Me 4 out of the way as well because it's recent. I just want to get out of the way because it's not really much of an interest. And then a few other ones up next is like Dune, there's Red Dead 2 one, there's a gameplay for like Mario Odyssey, and the audience choice ones are also being worked on in capacity. I think after that then is the Only Murders series, so we'll see what that. I'd like to know your thoughts as well. Do I do is like one long form videos for like shows with multiple seasons, or just do a video a season? I just love to hear your thoughts. Besides that, then audience choice one, as I mentioned, the AI one, I'm going to get back onto that working. Rewatch fun, so also the same thing. Again, working on that as well. More gameplays will come. I'm going to probably, if I don't get a response, in the description down below for my polls, I'll just see what's on them and decide randomly just to choose one, but we'll go with that capacity. Also share below any other audience choices you have. I'll probably announce down the line what the next one will be anyway, but we'll do that case. Other long form bits and everything like that has also been worked on. But yeah, I think that's everything. I can really tell about much. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and thank you all for support recently on the Indiana Jones video and all the other vids anyway. Just even if there's like very small numbers and stuff like that, just anyone that just comes along and just checks it out, I really appreciate it. But if you want to see more from me and more frequently of a lot more content, then simply like and subscribe, as I upload every single week, and I'm hoping for at least reach a view goal or like subscriber goal of around 75 to 100 subscribers by the end of this year. Share your thoughts down below, everything that was discussed this week, of your opinions and everything that came out, and your info on the news and trailers and stuff like that, and share around the people that may enjoy it as well. And you know, just like in comment below if anything. I'd love to have a conversation with all of you. But yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it there for now. So as always, you all stay being wonderful people, because you're wonderful people. Have a great day every day, doing many great things, and keep being you, because no one else can do what you do. Anyways, I'm going to leave it there. And I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you soon in the next video. Take care, everyone, and goodbye.